Hello lovelies, it's spooky season. Would you like to come ghost hunting with me? Here we're visiting Bordesley Abbey. You can see the ruins of it here. This is one of reportedly the most haunted locations in Worcestershire in England. Bordesley Abbey used to be a medieval Cistercian abbey, but it was destroyed in 1538 by Henry VIII. But still to this day, monks and hooded figures are seen walking the grounds, and there are many, many reports also of ghostly apparitions and monks around this site, and also in Forge Mill Needle Museum, which is just on the far side of the field. So it's a day where I just had 2 out of 3 kids, and I thought for spooky season we could come ghost hunting. There's Tilly with snacks and Kinder eggs, very happy. There's Busby, and we're about to explore and look for monks. But first, the really important job of opening the Kinder egg. It's a really beautiful sunny day today, one of those surprisingly warm October days of late summer sun in autumn. We're coming up to the vestry through this gateway here. Look at that brick. I love to see like the old archways and the old windows in these ruined places. This area here was the vestry, and it was also the library. They would sell books from inside this room, and they did say that if you looked in the walls you could see where the shelves of the books had been placed, but I looked and I really couldn't see. It's just really fascinating to walk around these old sites. Busby was looking for bookshelf holes in the walls there. He couldn't see them either. We wondered what these strange squares in the grass were. We ran over to see. We weren't sure, but all over this site you can see the edges of buildings, mounds. You just know that if they carried on digging, perhaps they'd find lots more things. We were also looking to sight a black ghost dog that's often seen here. In the background there you can see Forge Mill. Can you see the red building? That's Forge Mill Needle Museum, which has many ghostly apparition sightings there. I loved these stones. Look at the carvings on this stone. Yeah, so I spooked the kids out with stories of the black dog prowling the site. The black dog is said to be the ghost of the notorious Guy de Beauchamp, the 10th Earl of Warwick. It's nicknamed the Black Dog of Arden. There are lots of sightings of it, but unfortunately we didn't see it today. I think these holes in the ground are the most spooky things here. You can see what a glorious day it is. I often bring the dogs down here to walk. They love it. And up here it looks like stone thrones to look for ghosts from. Really unusual, huge stones. You can see all the fields where I often walk the dogs. It's a lovely place to live, even if it is very, very haunted. So that was Bordesley Abbey. Now, where can I take you next? So now I'm in a little woodland that I don't think I've ever taken you guys with me through. This is leading up to Ipsley. So Ipsley has a lot of history. It's said that during the Dark Ages it was a Saxon settlement, and there are loads of local legends and ghost stories around Ipsley, around the church at Ipsley, and in the graveyard, and in this woodland that I'm walking through. Just up here on the left, behind the row of trees, there is an opening. It opens up to a slight clearing. Look, you can just see it there. The dogs have just been running around it. In that clearing, there has been sightings of a blue light that shoots around people's heads, and then it's followed by a tall cloaked figure. Again, monks are seen here, because at the top of these woods, where it opens up onto Ipsley Church Lane, there are buildings. You can just see them there. There's the Ipsley Church and the rectory, and buildings that have been turned into the Law Society that all have sightings. But the old rectory used to be a monastery, so again monks are sighted here. This town seems to be full of ghostly monk apparitions, and the monk that has been spotted in this woodland is said to be 10 foot tall. I haven't seen anything myself, although the path through the middle of the woods, which I'm on now, does kind of feel slightly spooky, I have to say. And a really interesting fact about the old rectory here was that it was lived in by the son of Lady Godiva. Who would have thought it? Can you see what I mean about spookiness on this path? It kind of looks like we're going into a void, a tunnel. I'm about to call the dogs onto a lead, because here you can see we're coming out of the woods straight onto Ipsley Lane. This is where sightings of legless monks have been spotted walking up and down this lane, and I'm about to get really spooked by a man walking up the hill. It spooked me and the dogs. So Ipsley Church Lane that we're just about to step on, the monks that have been seen walking up and down this road. It's a road that only leads to a park up for the Meadow, so it's very quiet. This road, they're sighted and they're said to have no legs below the knees, and they think that there is a road beneath this road that was much lower in height in years gone by. So it's thought that the monks are actually walking on the original road, the road that used to be here, which is why you can't see the bottom of their legs. It is now the Law Society buildings also have had loads of sightings, loads of activity, problems when they fitted an alarm system because apparitions kept setting the alarms off. That's where the Law Society buildings are, up there. And here you can see the church. Now, in the church there is often a sighting of a fisherman, an ancient fisherman in old fisherman's clothes, seen standing underneath this tree on my right. Again, we didn't see him at all today. The tree was totally empty. Now, the floor of this church, it's said that underneath the floor it was originally a giant pentagram, and witchcraft and pagan traditions in Ipsley were it was founded on witchcraft and pagan beliefs, which is why they think there's a pentagram on the church floor. There were also sightings with this angel as well. There are local stories around this angel, and also a hanging monk as well in this graveyard. I think it's a lovely church. I love it. It has a nice atmosphere as well. So we saw no ghostly apparitions today, but those are the local stories around it. Now we're going to cross the road to the meadow and let the dogs have a run. So this is a walk that we haven't done for ages. They use me as target practice, so it's a bit more scary to walk across an open field with them running at high speed. That's why I often walk in the woods with them. There you can see the church that we've just walked from and the skateboarding club. And this is the meadow. It's got lots of little tree paths through to another meadow the other side. However, I do have to be a little bit more careful with the dogs on this walk, because if they go into chase mode and keep going, it is open onto roads. So I do have to be a little bit more careful than when I'm, say, walking in the woods, which I know is pretty closed off. Look, here's one of the cut throughs. So I'm going to cut through here. I know the dogs are going to disappear chasing squirrels. Yeah, look, they're looking for ways in. Rupert normally spends all his time chasing through those trees looking for squirrels. And there is a second meadow underneath power lines as well this side. Right, we're back onto the bottom of Ipsley Lane. We're just coming up to Ipsley Lane, but I'm going to cut into this woodland because this woodland runs near the river where Rupert can have a swim. You can see all the old brickwork, the old ditch as well down here. Now, these old woods, I think, are more spooky than any of the woods we've been in so far. You can see the water down there. Rupert's trying to work out how to get down. He loves the water. My plan is to let Rupert have a swim and to pull a tarot card with me, like an adventure tarot. And I thought I could pull a card based on the monks. So, what old roads are you walking that can still knock your feet from under you? So it's like a shadow card pull. So do you have any paths that you walk that are from your past, roads that should be gone now, that can still bring you to your knees and knock your legs away? Look, isn't this pretty? So here we go, we found the water. Look, there's Rupert splashing away. The biker who was in this little grove as well, he thought it was hysterical. Luna's not so keen. She'll paddle, but that's all. But Rupert will jump into the deepest part and swim and swim and swim. So while he was swimming, I looked for somewhere to sit to pull my tarot card. Yeah, he's still happy. So I thought this would be perfect, and I pulled out my white sage tarot in a tin and pulled the Two of Cups. Relationships, triggered by relationships. There you go. That can still knock my feet from under me. Then as I was giggling at that, Rupert spotted a squirrel. 10-foot vertical bank, no problem. Up he goes, and he was gone for 10 minutes. With me frantic because there is a main road the other side of those trees. Have a dog, they said. It will be fun, they said. It's a good job I love these two hounds so much. They are a liability to walk. They always come back, but only after they've had their adventure. So the Two of Cups, relationships and trust issues can still knock my legs from under me. So that's my card pull based on the ghosts around me. I might turn this into a tag for you guys. Could you tell me a story of the ghosts by you? And also pull a card. Take a tarot deck out and have an adventure. I'd love to watch. Happy spooky season, everybody, and thanks for watching.